Welcome to this map tutorial. This video is designed to help you develop a complete academic plan using MAP for those of you who are considering transferring to a Cal State University. All students are required to have a comprehensive academic plan completed in MAP and approved by a counselor by the time you complete 15 units, or you'll be prevented from registering for your classes. So it's important to do this as early as possible to avoid delays in your registration process. You're free to change your goal and create a new plan in MAP at any time, but the plan we'll create together right now is an easy way to build your first complete plan in MAP and have this requirement cleared for you. This is an interactive tutorial video, so I will be giving you instructions on how to complete your own academic plan in MAP. So by the end of this video, you'll have your own complete academic plan. Building a complete plan does take some time, so please give yourself about 30 to 45 minutes to complete this process. You can always start a plan now and finish a plan at a later time if you'd prefer. In order to get started, position this video on the left of your screen and open a new browser window and place that browser on the right side of your screen next to this tutorial video. You can resize your browser window and this video so that the two fit your full screen side by side. Be sure to use either Firefox or Chrome browsers when using MAP because those two browsers work the best. If you've not done this already, go ahead and pause this video and open your browser window so that the screen on your left is this tutorial video where you can start and stop the video whenever you need, and the screen on your right is a new browser window. In the browser you just opened, navigate to the saddleback.edu homepage as you see here in the tutorial video. Once you're at the Saddleback homepage, log into MySite by clicking here. Remember, you can pause this tutorial video whenever you need to in order to follow along. Once the MySite screen appears, go ahead and log in. If you don't yet know how to log into MySite, click on the Login Help tab under the Login button here and follow the instructions. Once you're in MySite, you'll see a link to My Academic Plan on the left of your screen here. First, expand the My Academic Plan area and then click on New Plan. You may see a window pop up at this point emphasizing the importance of getting your plan approved by a counselor because on its own, MAP can only be a general guide. Go ahead and click on I understand to close that window. And here you're given 4 different options. Go ahead and select Transfer to a university. The next step requires you to choose where you'd like to transfer. Most students try to plan for multiple school options because you can't know for certain at this point where you'll be admitted. Creating a plan for multiple school options is complicated because different schools have different requirements. You'll want to discuss how to accommodate multiple schools with your counselor, but we'll build this plan to cover as many different school options as possible. For now, I'm going to select Cal State University. You can see my community college is selected here for Saddleback. If you're an Irvine Valley student, you could select Irvine and follow along as well. And then we'll select the transfer institution, and we'll select Cal State Fullerton. At this point, we'll select the major. The list of majors that appears corresponds to the school that you've chosen. Not every school offers every major. You can choose any Cal State campus you'd like as well as any major and follow along with me to create your own personal plan for whatever goal you'd like to pursue. I'm going to select a psychology major. Once you've selected the transfer institution and the major, go ahead and click on Next, and that brings us to the course selection page. If you're a brand new student, you will likely see a window pop up at this point with course recommendations, including math and English and counseling classes. Go ahead and close that window by clicking on the button in the upper right corner of that box. We'll be including those courses as we build your plan. This is the main screen in MAP that we refer to as the course selection page, where you'll be adding in all the required courses for your particular goal. Once we have added in all the required classes, the next screen will allow us to plan them out semester by semester. But first, we need to give you some highlights about all the details on this screen because it can be a bit overwhelming your first time using MAP. Starting at the top of the screen, always pay attention to any plan alerts or notes that appear. They would appear here in gray. There are no notes or plan alerts on the particular plan I've created. These plan alerts or notes are always essential information for you based upon the goal you've selected and will be critical to ensure you create an accurate plan. You can see on the right of your screen there's links to your transcript, to assessment scores for you, to view your math and English placement test results. Just below the plan alerts and notes section is the general education area. You can see that for the degree I've selected, there are 5 core areas labeled Area A through Area E. This pattern is accepted by the Cal State University system and some private schools and can also be used for an associate degree at Saddleback. There's another pattern of general education courses that we refer to as the IGETC. Many students follow that pattern who are planning to transfer to the University of California system. Though the two patterns are very similar, there are some important differences, but both patterns are accepted by the Cal State system. On the right of your screen, you can see column headings labeled Planned, In Progress, and Completed. Now click on the Expand All tab under the General Education bar here, and we'll find all the course options to meet these GE requirements. If you have completed any classes at Saddleback or Irvine Valley College, or if you're in progress with any, those general ed courses will appear in the completed or in progress columns on the right. Courses that you have completed at other colleges and universities will not automatically appear in MAP. You'll need to have those courses evaluated by a counselor, and usually those courses are input in the notes area above. You can see that each area has a heading which indicates how many classes you need and what your options are for each area. We'll come back to this section and select some courses, but for now, scroll down to the next large red bar so we can take a look at the other sections of this page. If you're an Irvine Valley student, the bar would be blue. This next section is your major. You may have heard that when you come to the community college, you just take your general education courses like English, math, history, science, and then worry about your major or focus of study later. This is incorrect. Most schools now require students to have courses completed in your major in order to transfer. You'll see that in the section highlighted in yellow, we have a link to the articulation agreement for the psychology major at Cal State Fullerton. This section will link the agreement for whatever particular campus and major you've chosen. It's always important to open this agreement and read what it says. Oftentimes, not all the classes listed in this box below are required. Sometimes the agreement will indicate that you can choose one class from among a few options. We'll come back to this section in a little bit and look at the agreement in some more detail. Just below this major section, you'll come to the electives section, followed by prerequisites and co-requisites, and a total summary of your units. Electives are any courses that are not required to meet general education or major units, but are required to reach a total unit count, like 60 for transfer. Prerequisites and co-requisites are required courses that have been added into your plan based upon math and English placement test results or other requirements that you've added in above. The unit summary at the bottom of the plan will count the appropriate number of units you have towards the 60 required for transfer based on the goal you've selected. Cal State University campuses accept any courses that are numbered 1 to 199. The University of California system, though, only accepts courses with course numbers numbered 1 to 99. MAP accounts for these differences for you in the unit summary. Now let's go ahead and start selecting some courses and build your academic plan. Scroll back up to the section on major. We usually start adding in courses in your major because oftentimes courses in your major will also meet requirements up above in the general education area as well. We call this double counting when a class meets requirements for both your major and general ed. As I mentioned earlier, it's critical when developing a transfer plan that you open the articulation agreement linked here. If you click on this link, it will take you out of MAP to a website called ASSIST. ASSIST is the statewide website that houses all the articulation agreements in California between all the community colleges and the Cal State and UC campuses. You'll see here a summary of the major, as I've highlighted in blue. Some agreements in this section will explain detailed admission requirements or other critical information regarding this major. The courses that you see on the left are the Cal State Fullerton courses, or whatever school you've chosen, and the courses on the right are the equivalents from Saddleback College. You can see on the plan I've chosen, Psych 1, Psych 44, or Math 10 and Psych 2 are listed. These will be the classes we'll be adding in back on the course selection page. One important point to highlight here is that in this case, you do not need both Psych 44 and Math 10. You should choose one of them. This is indicated by the OR listed here. Now let's go back to the course selection page in MAP. Now we'll choose to add in Math 10 instead of the Psych 44 because this will keep more options open for you in case you change your major later. In order to add in a course, just click on the button. MAP will automatically add in additional math classes required for you based upon your placement test results. The required prerequisite courses to move up to the transfer level math are the same, no matter which transfer course you choose. Your math course, more than any other, depends on the major or career direction you choose. Business majors, for example, will often require Math 11. Science and engineering majors generally require the calculus sequence beginning with Math 3A. Social science majors, like psychology, frequently specify Math 10, or statistics. So click on OK to add in all of the prerequisites along with the transfer level math. Now we're ready to add in Psych 1, followed by Psych 2. And at this point, we're ready to add in the remaining general education classes, so go ahead and scroll back up to the top of your plan. As we're scrolling up, you'll notice that the classes that you added in below may appear up in blue in the general education area. Scrolling up further, the Math 10 appears as well in area B4, the math category. Any courses you select in your major that meet general education requirements will automatically appear in this area for you. Now each general education area has a summary at the top explaining how many classes you need. I've highlighted that for you in blue here. Under area A1, you can select either Speech 1 or Speech 5. You can mouse over the courses and get course descriptions and choose the course that you prefer. I'm going to add in Speech 1. This is a nice option because it also meets a requirement on the IGETC pattern if you choose to follow that at a later time. Now go ahead and select English 1A. Similar to the math, MAP will also include additional required English courses for you based upon your placement test results. If you tested at the Basic Skills 300 level, you'll need to choose between English 340 or 300, or both. You can check your placement test results under the assessment link at the top right of your screen to see which 300 level class you placed in. You'll need to speak to a counselor or your English faculty in person to get more information about which course is best for you, but either English 340 or 300 will meet the requirement to move on in the required English sequence of classes. For now, you can select either course and speak to a counselor about which course is best for you when you come into counseling and have your plan approved. Notice that the course in the middle, ESL 350, is for English as Second Language learners. If English is not your native language, you can select this course and MAP will automatically add in additional prerequisites appropriate for you. I'm going to select English 300. The last area is Area A3, Critical Thinking. I'm going to select English 1B. Those of you who would like to keep your options open to possibly transfer to the University of California or other campuses are safe choosing either English 70 or English 1B. And this will keep the majority of options open for you in case you change your mind later. Any of the options listed here in this area will meet the requirements for the Cal State system. You can mouse over the courses to get course descriptions if you like. All of Area at this point is complete, so we can scroll down to Area B. This is the Science and Math area. In this category, as is explained in the top, you need 2 science courses and 1 math, 1 from the physical science, 1 from the life science, and 1 of these 2 classes needs to have a lab. In Area B1, you're free to choose any class you'd like, and you can mouse over the courses to see course descriptions. Choose something that interests you, because you're more likely to do well in courses that interest you. For now, I'm going to add in what we call a placeholder for Area B1. You'll see here on the gray bar, there's a tab with the title Placeholder. If you click on this tab, MAP will allow you to add in a generic course placeholder for this area so that you can choose exactly which science course you'd like to complete later. Sometimes other factors, such as which courses are available at a particular time of day, might influence the course that you choose from a particular general ed area. So the placeholder can be a real useful option because it allows you to build in some flexibility into your plan and make adjustments as you progress. Placeholders allow you to build a complete plan, and you can make more specific decisions later when you're ready to register for a class in one of these areas. Just click on Add to add in a placeholder. You can see the placeholder appears in yellow instead of blue to highlight the fact that the course will need to be swapped out for a specific course that's offered later. In Area B2 Life Science, I'm going to add in Psych 3, Biological Psychology. Psych 3 also meets requirements for a special associate degree that's created in collaboration with the Cal State University system called the Associate Degree for Transfer. These associate degrees for transfer may benefit you in the transfer process depending on which major you choose and which transfer school you're considering. So be sure to consult with your counselor about whether or not completing the special associate degree for transfer is in your best interest. You can explore those degrees if you'd like yourself on the Articulation webpage under Counseling Services. You can see that here on my screen. Under our Articulation homepage, there is a list of associate degrees for transfer that are offered at Saddleback College. For now, you can choose any courses that interest you in this area and discuss these additional degree options with your counselor when you come in to have your plan approved. Moving to Area B4, the Math 10 appears for you in this area because we added this course in the major section. Area B is now complete. Moving down to Area C, you can see in the summary section here highlighted in blue, you'll need 1 course from the C1 Arts category, 1 course from the C2 Humanities category below, and a 3rd course from either area. This is another great area to choose from topics that interest you. If you choose general ed courses that interest you, you might find a new major that you want to pursue. For now, I'm going to add in a placeholder in Area C1 and choose later. In Area C2, I'd like to choose 2 German classes because I took German in high school and I'd like to sharpen my language skills. You can pause the video now and explore the courses in Area C1 or C2 to choose some options that interest you. Once you've added in 3 courses, you can move to the next area. The next area is Area D, Social and Behavioral Sciences. If you scroll down to the Psychology area, you'll see again that the Psych 1 and Psych 2 that you added in the major section appear here. Area D is another great area to explore all the courses and find something that interests you. You should also add in Political Science 1 and a U.S. History, because these courses are required as part of the American Institutions requirement at every Cal State University in every major. You can see in the summary section above what your options are for U.S. History. You have 7, 8, 16, 17, or 22. You can pause the video now to mouse over those course numbers and choose a course you'd prefer. I'm going to select History 22, which is the basic U.S. history that covers the colonial period to the present. The last general education area is Area E. If you're a new student, we recommend that you take Counseling 140. This course is taught by counselors and is designed to help you be successful in college by teaching you some college success strategies and to help you confirm the major and career direction that you're considering. In Counseling 140, we explore various careers and major options, and we spend some additional time going through how to transfer in more detail to help you develop a more detailed and thorough academic plan. At this point, you have all the general education and major courses that you need for this goal. If you scroll down to the bottom of the screen, you need to make sure that you have 60 units in the unit summary area. If you do not yet have 60 transferable units, you need to add in some additional courses to make sure you reach 60. 60 is required to transfer. I recommend adding in some additional courses from the general ed area above that interest you, or you can select any transferable electives that are listed here alphabetically. Once you have 60 transferable units, we're ready to go to the next screen and plan out these courses semester by semester and complete your plan. Go ahead and click on the Next button at the bottom of the screen to move to the next page. If you see this box appear stating that your plan is not complete, you may be missing some units and be short of the 60 required for transfer, or you may be missing a general education course or two. You can come back and add those courses in later, but for now, go ahead and click on Yes to move on to the next screen. When you meet with a counselor, we can confirm that your plan is accurate for you. The next screen is the Schedule Planning screen. You can see the box on the left with all the classes we added in on the last page. Under Step 1, select a target completion date. It doesn't matter what you choose, but be sure to select a few years out in order to build your complete plan. Under Step 2, select a semester and choose whatever term is next for you. MAP will automatically populate whatever the next term is. To place your classes into this term, simply click on the class that you'd like to put into that term. The two most important classes for you to take as soon as possible are math and English, because new students will have priority to register in these classes and they will fill quickly. Additionally, most college level classes assume a certain level of writing ability, so you want to increase your writing skills to college level as soon as you can. I'm going to add in the math and English courses for you in the correct order from the basic skills level as a guide for you. You can see here that the math course sequence begins with Math 351, followed by Math 251, Math 253, and the transfer level math. The English courses progress from the 300 level to English 200 to English 1A, followed by English 1B. You may not see all these math and English courses because MAP will only add in the prerequisites in math and English that are required for you based on your placement test results. Go ahead and pause the video now and use this as a guide to put your math and English courses in the correct order. Now we're ready to input the rest of your courses. As a new student, you'll want to add in the Counseling 140 your first term. Because I took German in high school, starting with German early will be a good review for me and will give me some time to increase my English writing skills to be better prepared for classes like U.S. History or Political Science 1 that I could take a little later. So I'm going to add in German 1 as well for that first term. We'll want to add in the next German course in order in the next term. You can see that I did not add in any math or English courses over the summer. The summer term is not a traditional term, so the courses are much faster paced over the summer, and students usually only take a class or two. If you need some math or English review, the summer might be a nice option for you. Otherwise, if you find these subjects difficult, you're probably better off taking them during a regular fall or spring semester. It's also important that you take your first course in your major as soon as you can. You don't want to wait until the end, because if you take the first class in your major and decide you don't like it as much as you thought, you won't have that much time to choose a new major. So be sure to start on your major courses as early as you can. This is especially true for science and engineering majors. You may also want to spread out your science courses so as not to take both of those in one semester, unless of course science is your major. 12 units is a full-time semester. That's about 4 classes. If you're working full-time, about 40 hours or more a week, a class or 2 is probably the most that is reasonable for one semester. If you're working about half-time, maybe 20 hours a week, 2 to 3 classes is probably manageable for you. And if you're working just 10 or so hours a week or less, a full load of classes, 4 to 5 classes a semester, is probably manageable for you. But how many classes you're able to take and do well is really an individual decision and depends on many personal variables. So you'll want to discuss this with your counselor. You can see that on my plan, it's going to take me a third year to finish. I still need to add in another 12 units or so to reach 60, and that will take me into the spring 17 semester. Though it is possible to finish 60 transferable units in 2 years, many students take a third year or more because of the need to work and complete prerequisite classes as well. You don't want to rush to finish and take too many classes and jeopardize your grades, because this will just end up taking longer in the end. Take the time you need to do well in your classes. Congratulations for making it this far. At this point, if you've put all your classes in order, you're ready to meet with a counselor to have your plan reviewed and approved. You don't want to have your registration jeopardized by not having your plan approved by a counselor, so please call 582-4572 to schedule an appointment, or drop by the counseling office in the Student Service Center to schedule an appointment. Please do this as soon as you can, because counseling appointments fill very quickly and it can take some time to get an appointment.